Hey guys, good morning. Joe here. So about a month ago, I made a video and someone in the comment section asked, "You're a good dude. Thank you. Appreciate that. What do you think about doing a video on how you and Paul met?" And this is from Brian Barrett. Thanks for the question. Now, I don't want to be one of those fuckers that I'm gonna paste Paul's image on my thumbnail and title it with a clickbait title, "How I Met Paul from Paul's Hardware," just to get more clicks or anything like that, because and I'm not about that. Basically, I guess what I want to talk about is like how I ended up meeting someone like Paul, right? Meeting Paul is one thing, meeting someone like Paul is another. If that doesn't make sense, then I'll explain. Meeting people is one thing. You can just go anywhere, you can meet people, right? Whether you go to a bar or freaking go to school, or you go to like a network convention or whatever, and shaking hands and this and that, that's one thing, right? Meeting people, right? The kind of people that you do attract in your life in general, right? What I'm trying to get at is like, I guess look around at the people that you hang out with, or the kind of people that you tend to attract as new friends or as new life partners, right? Say a boyfriend or girlfriend. Just take a moment and think about that for a second. Are your friends all supportive? Are they all good people? Are they all great from the start? So you have that group of people for a reason, right? Because you'd probably weed out the people that are not good people, right? So there's something about yourself that maybe you contribute to having that relationship with those kinds of people, right? Maybe you yourself are a good person, you're dependable and you're friendly and so on and so forth, right? The same can be said about the opposite. If you're a person that you attract bad people, you have bad relationships, then I think that also says something about yourself too, that you yourself may not be, in a good state of mind, right? Because you're attracting this negativity, right? So you yourself could be a person that's maybe not reliable, not honest, and this and that. So like-minded people do attract each other, right? That's what I'm gonna get at is basically, finding the kind of person you want to work with down the line is also important on the kind of person that you are that people want to work with down the line, right? So because just how there are good people that exist, which are plenty, there also are assholes that exist that are more than happy to fuck you over and try to take advantage of you, that they talk shit behind your back. They'll promise you the fucking world and all this money, but when it comes down to it, they rip you off, or they don't pay you on time, or they don't pay you at all, or they try to rip you off by giving you some bullshit reasons that they don't like the work, so they want to pay you less now, shit like that. Now, if you're the type of person where if you have one bad experience, and I'll admit this is one of my things I had to overcome, is that if you focus too much on the bad experiences, then you're the type of person that fuck people, fuck this, fuck that, think of it as your first heartbreak, right? Whether you're a boy or a girl, you're got your heart broken, now you're fuck women, fuck men are pigs, women are bitches, so on and so forth. That's stupid, right? That's the worst thing you can do, because all you're doing is you're cutting yourself out from any good positive relationships that is out there that you're able to have, right? So you're fucking yourself over if you develop that state of mind. The same thing that can happen in business. If you come across people that they do you wrong, you just focus on that and dwell on that a lot, just like the saying, to a hammer everything looks like a nail, right? So now it's somebody can show up and they can be the person that can help you out the most, but because you're so negative that you're gonna treat them bad, or you're not gonna give them that attention that they deserve, or that will benefit you in the long run as having a good friendship, they're gonna walk away from you, right? That's something that I guess is I learned that is important for you to also develop, is that bad things is gonna happen. Also be smart enough to realize that those bad things are just a learning experience, and then learn from those fucking people, the kind of people that they are that you want to avoid, and then focus your time and attention to the people that are actually genuinely fucking caring about you, that are nice and fucking good, right? And that's something that I focus on myself when I started to get into the whole film world, right? Early on in my film search career or whatever, pretty much, I did come across a lot of people that, they're oh yeah, I got work for you, but they didn't pay me, or they never tended to pay me, or be yeah, I help people film, edit their videos, and then they never called me back, right? And then through social media, I see them, they started another project and they never invited me and shit like that, so that bugs me. It hurts, it sucks, but learning to have that mentality was you know what, fuck you, cut them off, and then just focus on the actual good people that are important, right? I guess what I'm trying to say is learn to adjust, flip your personality from being very mad and angry energy that you're able to put on people that maybe have fucked you over, and you're yeah, fuck this, fuck them, just learn to cut them off, and then learn to turn around and focus that energy, be hey, you're a good guy, yes, I want to work with you, I'm gonna invest my time into you, you're my good, I consider you as a friend, so on and so forth, right? Learn to switch your attitude towards that, right? So simple story, how I met Paul. I went to school, I met someone in class. That person in class introduced me to Kyle. I worked with Kyle. Then through Kyle, I met some other guy, Steve. Steve OMG. He's a streamer. Steve got my number. He introduced me to Paul eventually, and then I never met Paul in person. We just exchanged numbers, and then like he sent me work through email or whatever. Then we met eventually, and it's really not that exciting, right? Because however, I guess the point of this video is pretty much, I guess the overall person that you should need to develop on yourself. That way you are the person that people want to work with, right? And also develop the experience and mental, emotional maturity that you can weed out the people that you do not want to work with. But when you come across a person that you feel comfortable with to work with, you are able to like respect that relationship and then work on it, right? And pretty much keep it going, right? So how I met Paul? I met a guy that knew a guy that I knew another guy that knew that guy that gave them my number, and that's it, right? How I met someone like Paul. I developed myself from my past experiences. I learned to focus on the people that are cool to work with, and I cut off the people that are not cool to work with. Then eventually I ended up working with someone like Paul. So yeah, that's pretty much what I got for you. So hope it helps. Take care and peace.